Greetings and salutations, everybody, and happy 2016. This is the Glitched Out Gaming Podcast, and I'm your host, the Lord X. And yeah, welcome to the show, folks. Joining me on this show, as he joins me on every episode of Glitched Out, or just about every single episode, it's Israel Pacheco.
Almost all episodes. I think I've missed very few.
Very few, yeah.
Maybe one or two that you did with a Big Boss at some point, but yeah, we're in 2016. I'm still catching up on a bunch of games that came out.
Aren't we all?
This is like my catch-up month. After this, like February, start releasing, the big games again. So
fuck you, Ari, as we like to call it around
here. For Mr. Idea Factory NIS. You gotta buy everything.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, but yes, we're back. We got a great show here today. We're going to steal a segment from somebody else's show, which we'll explain later on. We've got a few news stories, and we're going to start this show as we start every show with what we've been playing. So, Izzy, what's something you've been playing this past week?
So I've only been playing 2 games, and I'm trying to keep it that way while Lord X spills his drink over there. I don't know what that was. But I'm trying to stick to as few games as possible, because last year I kept starting stuff and then just completely dropping it and moving on to something else, which was a shame. I was going through a list of stuff that I completed, and it was pretty nuts that I didn't complete as much stuff as I started. Mm-hmm. So the first one that I have here is currently an Xbox One exclusive. It won't be anymore once the PC version comes out later this month, and that is Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise
of the Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. But it's basically what everybody has been saying. It is a damn shame that this game has underperformed at retail, digital outlets, whatever. Just the sales have been really bad for this game, and it's such a shame because I've played, I want to say, a little over an hour, so I'm still early on. I played the introduction to the game. Right now, for people who've played the game, I'm at the beginning section of Siberia, where you first go to your first camp and you upgrade your equipment. So that's very early in the game. But I'm at least an hour and a half into it, and this game there's so much good about this game. Like the graphics, like unlike Halo 5, which had issues in terms of how it looked. Not a bad looking game, but not that impressive. I'm really impressed with how this looks in terms of the character models, their animations, their facial features. The voice acting is excellent. The story so far is intriguing. Not going to go into any spoilers, but so far it's interesting what they're trying to do with this one. The gameplay is fun. I haven't had any like combat like with a bow or a gun yet. Like it's all just been traversal at this point. There's been a few shooting segments, but it's like, the typical puzzle stuff that you have to shoot an item to bring it down, and then that type of thing that we know from Tomb Raider and Uncharted games of that nature. And the intro of the game was what they showed at E3. But it actually played better than what it looked like at E3. At E3, I thought it was kind of lackluster, but actually playing it and then going on to the second section of the game, which was gorgeous. I'm very impressed so far. Like I'm very early into the game, but I'm definitely going to be finishing this one, and it might end up in my Game of the Year list somewhere in my top 5, which that video is still coming at the end of the month, just trying to finish things up. Mm-hmm. And quickly, before I kick it over to you, I'll just talk about the second game I've been playing, and that is Yakuza 5 on PS3. I bought this game, I believe about a day or two after it came out digitally on the PlayStation Network. This
Hmm.
has been a long time coming. It came out in 2012 in Japan, I believe. Um, the whole building the list initiative over at PlayStation. This was one of the most requested games, and we finally got it. Uh, this is a fantastic game. Like it really is. Like this is my first, you know, I want to say my first Yakuza game. Like I have Yakuza 4. I played a little of it, like the introduction of it, but it didn't really click with me for whatever reason. This one has really, really clicked with me. Um, and it's impressive. Like the story is very good, and for like a game like this that's wacky and goofy, like the story's really well written and the character interactions are really well done. This is basically the spiritual successor to Shenmue. Uh, it really is like all the stuff that you do. I'm also early on in this game. I'm playing through the section with I don't remember the character's name since I'm new to the Yakuza series, but he's the main character, the one that you always see on the box art. I forgot his name, but
Kaz?
yeah, yeah, not Kazurai. And Ridge Racer, but yeah, yeah, I just lost my train of thought now with the stupid Ridge Racer joke. Uh, Yeah, it's fun. Like the combat's a little clunky, a little stiff, but it works within the world of this game. It's very Japanese. Like this is a game. I was thinking of you the whole time I was playing. I'm like, Vortex is gonna he's gonna go nuts for this game. Like I had this really cool experience early on. Um, because early on you play as a taxi driver. I haven't actually gotten into taxi, but there was some very long drawn out cutscenes, and a lot of people talk about Metal Gear Solid 4 having
Mm.
ridiculously long cutscenes. This has ridiculous cutscenes. Like I was there for like half an hour. I'm like, I haven't even played the game yet, and it's still going. But it really brings you into the world and brings you up to pace with the characters and what's going on in the world of Yakuza. And you have to go to a convenience store and get a gift for the rival taxi company because you did something that was out of line in terms of like the um, like I guess it's a cultural thing in Japan that you're supposed to follow rules. If not, you have to, go apologize. It's a cultural thing. It's not, I
Hmm.
guess it's not really like, but I get it. I get where they're coming from. But what I was saying is I go into this convenience store and I go to the manga section and it's like, oh, you want to read these mangas? And it's like Attack on Titan and it's like the real Attack on Titan. And then they have like Ghost in the Shell and it's like the real Ghost in the Shell. It's like, this is crazy. Like it's so crazy to me. Like it reminds me a lot of Shenmue in that way. And then you have to go around the city and pick what gifts you're gonna get the rival taxi company. And they give you choices. Like you could buy them like CDs or DVDs, or you could buy them like ramen, or you could buy them like a drink. Like I ended up buying them sake. But it's so weird. And then they have like a Club Sega section where you could go in and
Hmm.
play a bunch of arcade games, which I haven't had a chance to go in. I just passed by it as I was walking throughout the town and familiarizing myself with how it's structured and where everything is in the town. But yeah, it's a shame we hadn't gotten this game up to this point, but it's really fun so far.
That's great, man. That's great. I'm glad you're loving the Yakuza series. It's
Mm.
really good.
Yeah, it is Shenmue. Like it's a spiritual successor to Shenmue, so I'm really digging it.
Hmm. Nice, nice. Uh, well, as for myself this week, I haven't really been playing anything new so far this year. I've actually been playing two old games. Final Fantasy VII being one of them. So going way back on the PS1 right there, but I'm playing the PS4 version, getting the trophies. Nearing the end of the game right now, so I'm doing the grind work to get various trophies like defeating the various weapons or getting 99 million gil or stuff like that. That's where I'm at right now in the game. It's still enjoying it, loving it. It's being a great podcast game for me or something to play while I have awesome games done quick going on in the background. The other old school game I've been playing is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I picked this up on New Year's Eve, actually. And that's how I spent my New Year's Eve, playing Vice City and drinking vodka. So there you go.
That's a good combination.
Yeah, I'm loving the game again. It's so good. I love that soundtrack so much.
Oh, the best licensed soundtrack of all time across any game. Like you could put that up with anything that has a licensed soundtrack, and it's so good.
Yeah, it's great. Controls are a little bit getting used to again, but
Yeah.
man, the cheat codes have like come back into my brain so fast. I looked them up a couple of times and now they're just like muscle memory once again. It's insane how fast that came back to me, really. I thought like,
Hmm.
fuck, I'm going to have to look every time I need it. But nope. It's just like, I need health. R1, R2, L1, circle, left down, up, right, left down, up, right. Like, it's nuts. But yeah, loving that again. There are two other games I have been playing, not as much of, or one of them not anyway. WWE 2K16. I've done a little bit more of the career mode. I've been doing a little bit of creation stuff, which hopefully soon I will be getting ready to start doing on my channel, which I'm really, really, really excited about. And let's just say some friends should be looking at my channel in the very near future. Izzy, you'll be one of them who will want to keep an eye on things.
Oh, that's
Uh,
gonna be fun.
and the final thing I've been playing is a mobile game, actually.
Huh.
Is Crossy Road,
I
which is
haven't heard of that.
it's basically an endless Frogger.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
but you can get like different characters into it, which will switch up the map a little bit, like turn it into a night scene, or I unlocked a pumpkin, which I could use, and it turns the whole like setting into like Halloween themed. It's actually really good, and I will give the game props on one thing. There's no ads. Like you'll get like a little mention every now and then of like buy a T-shirt, Crossy Roads, right? Or
Huh.
get gold to buy new characters, but there's nothing like here's an ad for Clash of Clans all of a sudden or stuff like this. It's actually really goddamn impressive on like the ad front, which for me playing a mobile game, awesome, excellent. And my highest score so far is 221 before dying. So in terms of Frogger, think like jumping lines. That's 221 lines before I died.
Wow.
But it's good. I actually would recommend this mobile game. So take that for what you will for somebody who like hates mobile gaming.
Yeah, that's a change of pace. I don't think we've ever really discussed, if any, mobile games in this iteration of the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think we have. If anything, I've maybe mentioned Oregon Trail at one point or another, but that's been
Hmm.
about the only other mobile or game on mobile that I've played.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Indeed. So I guess with that out of the way, we can dive into the news. The big boss round table of news.
You gotta bring it back.
Gotta bring it back. So Izzy, why don't you tell us about our first news story?
So, speaking of the big boss, Hideo Kojima is going to be inducted into the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame. He's going to be the 21st member. That's a pretty big deal because not a lot of people get into this, especially when it comes to gaming. I think some of his peers are probably like Shigeru Miyamoto, for example, and people of that nature. But he's going to be inducted by Guillermo del Toro, who he's good friends with Kojima, of course. Once a partner in the PT game, which never came to light and got canceled by Konami. F Konami. Uh, but this is like perfect timing, I think. Like he just ended his contract with Konami.
Love Konami.
Halfway through, just get it in as many times as possible. Hit the lever. So he just ended his contract, I believe it was the 15th of December. That day he announced a partnership with Sony. He has a new studio. It's still called the same Kojima Productions. They have a brand new logo. So this is perfect timing for him. He definitely deserves it. I think he's definitely one of those people in the gaming industry who's very highly respected and has a very creative mind and a very distinctive look to his game. So he has like I guess like all his games have a certain fingerprint of like Kojima that you could tell it's a Kojima game. But this is fantastic news. I think this is great. He definitely deserves it, and I think it's great that Del Toro is going to be the one inducting him into the Hall of Fame here.
Yeah, that's great. That is so good. Like that is well deserved, more so than anything else. Like that dude deserves more awards.
Yeah,
Awards he can accept. Fuck you, Konami.
and that's true. Now he doesn't have to stay home in Japan because of Konami. But I think this is great. I think he has like a very bright future moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
I personally just ordered the first Kojima Productions shirt that they have because they have a store up now. It's a Japanese store, but they do ship internationally,
Mm-hmm.
and it was expensive to be honest because everything came up to like $70 with
Whew.
shipping. But it was like the Kojima logo shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those like metal cups with the Kojima Productions logo on it, and some other doodads like stickers and things like that. But I'm like, I just want to support this guy and support the new company. Represent the new logo that he has and just stick it to Konami. So yeah, it's fantastic news all around. I think Dice is going to be, a great event this year. Hopefully they show some sort of like recap online because I know this is more of like an industry thing. It's not
Mm-hmm.
really for the public as far as I'm concerned. But maybe somebody will pull up some content and we could see his, this ceremony and see his speech or whatever he may say.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. All right, moving onwards because I'm sure our main segment is going to take up quite a bit of time today.
Hmm.
Uh, You daft bastards have given Tim Schafer more money. That's right, because Psychonauts 2 has been funded. Psychonauts 2 has hit its crowdfunding goal of $3.3 million as of the afternoon of January 6th, 2016. Uh, yeah, so from a note from them, holy smokes, we did it, you guys. Psychonauts 2 is now fully funded. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for making this possible. We've wanted to make this game for a long time, and now we finally can. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So there we go. The game that was announced back in December at the Game Awards has finally been funded. We are getting Psychonauts 2.
Yeah, when? We don't know.
Yeah, well, believe me,
If he
Tim's
needs
gonna
more
ask.
money,
Yeah.
Psychonauts 2.5? Like, I don't know. I personally don't have any connection to the series. I've always been aware of Psychonauts, but it's just something I never played
Hmm.
back in the day for whatever reason. I've never really played. I don't even think I've played any of Double Fine's games, to be honest. I know of the studio. I know Tim's a very like quirky and comedic guy.
Hmm.
Um, of course, being a fan of gaming, I'm aware of them, but Double Fine has never really been my thing personally. I guess I haven't really been introduced to them. I have in a way with games like this, like Psychonauts and stuff, but it's just I guess not for me personally.
Yeah.
But I'm happy the fans are getting this because people thought this
Yeah.
was never going to happen.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
We'll just see how it turns out with Tim's unfortunate track record with Kickstarter.
Yeah. See if this game actually comes out next year, possibly, maybe. But I'm sure he'll be like starting up a Slacker backer campaign so he can get more money. Probably going to need another $2 to $3 million by the end of it, knowing him. It's like I have no trouble. I'm happy the game is getting made. Don't get me wrong on that. It's just I wish they didn't have to go through Kickstarter to do it.
Mhm.
Like,
You didn't put any money for this, did
oh
you?
God, no, no.
And I know you're a fan of like Psychonauts and Double Fine in general, right?
I'm
I
a
guess.
decent fan of Psychonauts. I played it a
Mm.
little bit back in the day. I'm nowhere near like, oh, I've been craving this game, but it's like, oh, cool, they're actually finally doing it.
Yeah, that's good news though. I hope it works out well.
hmm
Kickstarter is a mixed bag. Even myself, who put money to fund Shenmue,
hmm
um, you always gotta be skeptical about this stuff because
Oh,
even stuff like Mighty Number Nine is not even out yet. It
yeah,
comes out next month, and
maybe.
maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that game. Personally, I'm not really excited for it. And I like Mega Man, but now I'm just getting sidetracked anyway. Let's move over to another topic, a very controversial topic. A bomb was dropped within the last few
Oh,
days,
oh, was it
and
ever?
that is that the Oculus Rift consumer version is going to retail for 599 US dollars and even more in Canada. I believe it's closer to like
hmm
750, 800 maybe, right?
I think so.
Um,
Yeah.
it's very, very expensive. It's supposed to be, you know, um, getting to consumers um, between March and May of this year sometime. They don't have a very like specific date on it. I guess it does, but you never know with this stuff like pre-orders and situations like this. And basically, Palmer Luckey, who's the man behind this product and the CEO of Oculus, he's gone on Twitter and said, to reiterate, we're not making money on Rift hardware. High-end VR is expensive, but Rift is obscenely cheap for what it is. And he's also made other statements like he's sorry for misleading people that the Oculus Rift was going to be around 300 or 350, if I'm not mistaken, right? He said
Yep.
that sometime last year.
Oh yeah,
So,
did he ever?
man, this is definitely a blow in my opinion to VR coming out the gate
hmm
because it's been very mixed messaging, very confusing.
Yep.
Um, they're also going to be releasing a bundle that brings a Oculus Rift and a PC that could run the hardware for 1,499 US dollars. That's a lot of money.
hmm
It's cool that it's a pre-built machine, so you don't have to tinker with stuff or build your own. If you're not into that, it's just an open key solution to some extent. But yeah, it's just it's a blow to virtual reality. It's probably going to take a lot longer than we all anticipated for this new medium to really take off. I know we've been talking about this, off the show, but this is like the perfect opportunity for Sony to come in and just eat Oculus lunch. Like
Yeah.
they
Just come out and say it's 3.99 and we allow porn. That's
That's
all they
true.
gotta
That's
do.
another thing. They originally said they were going to allow that, and now they're not. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of workaround.
Oh, of course.
Somebody's gonna, what do you call that when you mess with the device?
Homebrewing?
Like, yeah, like a some sort of homebrew, or what's the other word I'm looking for? Like what you do to your iPhone or your iPod.
Hack?
Yeah, a hack, but there's another term for it. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what I'm thinking of, but like I was saying, this is the perfect time for Sony to swoop in somewhere between 299, 399. I'm hoping it's like best scenario possible. I wish it would be 249.99 and include some games bundled in.
Yeah.
Um, realistically, somewhere between 299 and 399
hmm
with some game bundles in, but I think it's going to be around the $300 price range for the PlayStation VR, which we
Yep.
should find out in a little bit, which is the next story. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is weird. Like,
hmm even if they come out at like 3.99 now, that's a massive improvement.
yeah, over the 600 for Oculus. I know, of course, people have to already own a PlayStation 4,
hmm
right? And
there's 35 million of them
but
sold right now.
yeah, there's 30.
Most people have one.
35 million PS4s out in the wild right now. It'd be easier than getting a PC that'll run the Oculus. Of course, you'll have a more diverse lineup of stuff on the Oculus, and it's not going to be as closed of a system as a PlayStation VR, but at the same time, that could help PlayStation VR to some extent. Just look at games like Uncharted 4. They look fantastic because they're built natively for the system and they understand, the hardware. I'm excited for this. I really want to see what PlayStation's response is going to be to this. Because it'll be great if they're the first ones out the gate, not necessarily in terms of release date, but in terms of having a consumer model that's ready for people. But it's going to be a rough road for them too, because this is something you can't demo on a video. Like, people have to actually try this. I'm sure they're going to start putting demo units at Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, but at the same time, those units are going to get destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
Because as someone who works retail, like, people do not give a crap about these display models. They just beat the crap out of them. So that's also going to be an issue. Maybe they do like a tour around the country on the PlayStation bus and, have people try it out that way. But yeah, there's some issues with virtual reality right now. But I'm excited to check it out because I haven't had any on-hands experience with it.
Mm-hmm. Ditto, yeah. Well, let's continue the VR trend into our final news story, and that is that Sony's 2016 Developers Conference will focus on VR. Sony's PlayStation 4 Developers Conference will be a big jumping off point for more virtual reality development for the upcoming PlayStation VR platform. According to the 2016 DevCon announcement from Sony, this year's conference will provide essential information for developers looking to push their work into high gear. Sony said it is building up an agenda that will focus on PlayStation VR, but the conference will also cover areas such as recent features and services, PlayStation Network, advanced graphics concepts, and optimizations, utilization of the PS4 CPU, as well as submissions updates. So there you go. We're maybe going to hear something out of this from PlayStation. A little bit unlikely, but I think, as we were talking about off the show, we're going to get like a dedicated like event or like a Nintendo Direct style video from Sony about when we're getting it and the cost of it. And
Yeah,
apparently Sony has 100 games in development for VR as well.
yeah. I'm still, very skeptical because it was the same for the Vita. It was the same for the Move. Like, everything looked pretty good at first, but we'll see how the sport continues. They're putting a lot behind this. I was surprised as we talked off the show that at CES they didn't even mention it during their conference, which the conference was terrible, like terrible pacing and editing and video camera. Like, us as gamers, like, we got it set when it comes to these conferences, because if you're just somebody who just enjoys technology overall, the CES conference was garbage, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
it was a CES conference.
exactly, that's what I'm
I
saying.
expected.
But yeah, I don't know if this is going to be the same day the big event. If this is going to be considered the big event for VR, or if they're going to host something separately like they did for the reveal of the PlayStation 4, which ended up working very well. But yeah, time's ticking. I thought they were going to release it somewhere in the first half of 2016, and this is already in May, which is almost halfway through the year. So I don't know where everything's at this point. I guess maybe they're targeting a summer release, or I don't know. I think it'd be cool if they do a summer release because nothing typically comes out in the summer. And people would be starving for new games, new products. But
Yeah, release
I don't
that
know.
shit in June.
Yeah, just drop it with No Man's Sky. Hopefully that is a VR game.
Yeah.
Because I've lost interest like in that game so much since it was originally announced. I was very skeptical since the beginning. But the only way they could get me back at this point is probably VR integration. But they already have me with that The Journey game that has dinosaurs and Ark Survival Evolved that's supposed to have VR support. Just give me dinosaurs and I'll buy it day one. And that's what it is.
You heard him, folks. You heard him, Sony. That's all it takes for him to buy VR. Give him dinosaurs.
Yeah.
All right. So that does it for our news for this week. Not much else to say on there. We've beaten the old VR drum before. So, on our topic of the week this week, we are, as I said at the beginning of the show, kind of stealing somebody else's idea, but it's awesome, and I thought it would be fun to do on here as well. And that is, last year, the guys over on Sifted, Shane Satterfield, and at the time Marcus Beer, did a gaming fantasy draft where they chose 10 games each, and at the end of the year, they were going to see whose list had the biggest average in terms of Metacritic score. So we're going to do the same here. I'm going to pick 10 games. Izzy's going to pick 10 games. We're going to go back and forth like a fantasy football draft sort of deal. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the year, we're going to add up all their Metacritic scores, and whoever has the highest wins. What we win, well, I don't know. We'll decide that at a later date. But yeah, we're going to get into this right now. You have a coin nearby, Izzy, that you could flip? Let's see who goes first.
Let me do that real quick. Give me a second.
Okay. Izzy's getting a coin to flip.
Okay, I got the coin. All right, you want heads or tails?
Let's go tails.
Okay. Oh, got heads.
All right.
And I'm not cheating either. You heard me flip the coin, and that's how it dropped. All right.
So, Izzy, you get the first pick.
Oh, crap. What the hell? I just busted the seat. Whoops. Okay. All right. The seat just cracked on me, but we'll keep it moving because we are professionals. First game that I'm going to pick, and you're going to be like, damn it. XCOM 2.
What?
XCOM 2. That's going to have a very high Metacritic score, so that's why I picked it.
Damn, that was unexpected. Okay.
You weren't expecting that one.
No, I was not. That one's off of my list now then. All right, so the first one off of my pick, which I thought I was going to steal one from you at the beginning, Uncharted 4.
Okay, that's how it works. Yeah, that one is off my list. Let me put Lord X next to it.
Oh, maybe we should actually talk about these a little bit.
I think, because if not, it's just going to be going up.
So, XCOM 2.
So yeah, I've never played any of the XCOM games, but I know they're very highly regarded. I know the PC audience is huge fans of the XCOM franchise. In general, I know you're a big fan of the series. I remember the reboot that they did, from a few years ago. It was super highly regarded. It won Game of the Year at some publications. So I figured XCOM 2 was going to be super highly regarded. Moving into 2016. I know it was supposed to technically come out last year, but it got delayed. Is it still coming out within the first quarter? I'm not sure.
February 2nd, I believe.
Okay, so it's still coming out. So, yeah, that's why I picked it.
Nice. Uncharted 4. Do I really need to say anything about Uncharted 4?
You said it.
It's going to be awesome. Nathan Drake, Sully, the whole game's back. Somebody's going to die, perhaps.
Ugh, no.
But looking back at the other Uncharted games, like, first one, decent score. The last two, extremely great scores. The Last of Us, Naughty Dog can barely do any wrong. So if this gets less than, like, a 90 average, I would be shocked. I would be really shocked.
Yeah, same here. I'm with you on that one, but... like you said, you took one. You knew that was going to be like that's obvious. That was going to be on my list.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be your number one for sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw a little curveball in this, make it a little more fun. So my next one, which I don't know if I could do this because this hasn't officially been announced.
Doesn't matter. You can take a risk.
I can take a risk if it doesn't come out?
If it
Okay,
doesn't come out, it's just a 0 for you, so.
that works. Super Mario for the NX.
Ooh.
I'm calling it now. That's going to be one of the big launch titles for the NX sometime in 2016. We don't know if it's summer or fall, but it's been a while since we got a 3D Super Mario game. And that's what I'm calling this, a 3D one. We're not getting none of that new Super Mario Brothers nonsense. Like, good games, but I want a proper 3D Mario. I don't know what else to really talk about it because it hasn't been announced. I'm just calling it Super Mario NX.
All right. Cool. Good pick. Good pick. My second pick is a game that's pretty obvious for me, to be quite honest, and I have to put this on my list. Persona 5.
Yep. I put that on mine here because I know it's going to be high. It's going to review so well, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was more of like a personal fan choice for me. It's like, yeah, I've got to have this one on my list. It's not a Lord X list if I don't. Persona 4 was absolutely fantastic. It's been 8 years since that game, and the new one looks so good, so vibrant, so stylish, and I'm sure the story is going to be so dark and gritty, but fun and over the top as the other one, and yeah,
that
5 definitely.
That has like 9.5 to 10 written all over it, to be honest. But speaking of another franchise that is very highly regarded and keeping the Nintendo vibe going, Zelda Wii U / NX, whatever platform it hits, Zelda games typically are super highly regarded in terms of review scores and just public perception and all that. I remember Skyward Sword got like 10 from IGN and a bunch of other outlets. And most Zelda games get between 9 and 10, at least the mainline ones, not the spin-offs. But I'm going to put that one on my list because I think that's definitely one to keep an eye on. I'm still hoping it comes out, sometime in the year. They have to because it's the 30th anniversary of Zelda this year. So it'd be just perfect for them to release it. They already have, Twilight Princess HD coming.
And we've seen, well, not a lot of the game, but we've seen it running in that, so it has to be close to being done.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Because this just a little side note. This year has been like almost abysmal for Nintendo.
Oh God,
not completely bad, but they've dropped some like terrible games. Like I haven't played them, but in terms of what I've heard, Mario Tennis wasn't very good. Same thing with Animal Crossing for the Wii U, the board game that nobody wanted. Devil's Third. They've had some highlights. They've had Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I know you're enjoying. Super Mario Maker, which I know you liked, and I have some, opinions about that game. But Splatoon, which I loved, the Mario Kart DLC, which is fantastic. We both love it. So yeah, it's been a very mixed bag, and they had a lot of games this year. Like Yoshi's Woolly World was good. That one a highlight for me. But they got to bring their A game this year. Their first game they're releasing, I think, will be Twilight Princess HD, at least on the Wii U, if I'm not mistaken. And then Star Fox, and then whatever the hell. I don't think there's anything else really announced. But yeah, let's keep it moving.
All right, my number 3 pick, and I'm going to continue with the sequel train here, and as well as another game I'm excited for, and a game that I will probably buy, play a bit, curse a fucking bunch, and put it away and never touch.
This was on my list because I know these are highly regarded.
Dark Souls 3.
Yep.
Which, so far, looking good. People have compared it a bit more to Bloodborne with the faster combat, apparently, so if it ends up being like that, it's going to be more enjoyable for somebody like myself. So, yeah, like you said, highly regarded, great series. It's being said it's going to be the last one, maybe, so yeah, Dark Souls 3, not much else I can really say about this one.
Yeah, and it's just fascinating to me how this series has been going back and forth. Like it went, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3. Like it's really weird.
Yep.
how this series has gone on. But let me pick another one, which is another franchise, which I'm
Okay.
hoping this game delivers. And
Okay.
um, I'm just hoping, and that is Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one.
The Mass Effect games, for the most part, especially the first two, were very highly reviewed, very highly regarded. I love the original Mass Effect. I played that like twice back to back, which is like something I like never do with games, especially modern games and maybe like older stuff like platformers and things of that nature. This game, the first one was fantastic. They did some improvements to the second one. It was a little more dumbed down in terms of RPG mechanics. It was more shooter. Third one, I never got around to like even touching because of all the controversy that surrounded it. I'm really intrigued to see if people speak with their wallets and they remember Mass Effect 3. I doubt that's going to happen, but as Colin Moriarty from Kind of Funny says, and I'm torn too whether or not I'm going to buy it. But the little stuff that we've seen has been interesting to say the least. We haven't really seen much from it, but yeah, I'll kick it over to you for your number 4 pick, right?
Yep. All right, number 4. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say
Crash Bandicoot.
no, but it's probably a franchise that's in the same kind of straits, and that's Star Fox Zero from Nintendo and the Wii
Really?
U. I'm
You
going to
think?
say it.
Oh man.
It's being done by, they're being helped by Platinum, and I
Yep.
mean, it got crapped on a lot about how it looks and everything, but I think they're taking that time to, help
Should.
that out, fix that up, and just to tighten the combat and everything. And that's why I think it's going to sell this game. It's going to be solid aerial combat. It's going to be, a take back to the N64 game, which people love and admire,
Oh,
and
so good.
that's going to boost it up even more. Despite how it looks, I think that's going to help it out greatly. So yeah, Star Fox Zero. I'm taking a
Man,
risk with number 4.
that's a risk. I debated putting that on my list, but I'm like, no way in hell is this gonna get like very high scores because one, Platinum has, kind of a mixed track record
Yep.
within the last few years. The last game that I played that they brought out was Transformers Devastation, which I love, but admittedly, it's not a mind-blowing game. It's fantastic in terms of the presentation. The gameplay is fun. It's short though. It
Hmm.
isn't anything revolutionary or top of the line in terms of gaming. But yeah, I was not expecting that one to be honest. I was not expecting that one. But let me see. Let me because I'm looking to see because there's some stuff that you've used, some stuff that I've used. The next one that I have here, which will be my fifth. Oh, let me write down Dark Souls 3 that you did. Give me a second. My next one here is a game that was delayed,
Oh.
but it's still coming out in August, and that is Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
Oh.
A lot of people loved the last one, Human Revolution. I never got around to playing it.
Hmm.
Um, this one I might play, I'm not sure, but I'm just going by, scores and public perception. I think this is going to be highly reviewed, and hopefully that time that they're taking, I believe it was supposed to come out February or March, and then they pushed it to August. It's just more polishing on the game. Hopefully they fix the issues that they had with the boss battles in the last version, which they did with the director's cut, but not the original release. Um, yeah, I hope this delivers. I think it will. Deus Ex games, they have like a built-in fan base for them and the PC audience, and this one's coming to consoles. So we'll see. It looks stunning from what I've seen so far.
Hmm. Nice pick. Yeah, that was actually on my list as well. So glad I did backups.
Yep.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that game's going to be fantastic. That is an excellent pick to put onto the list. All right, my next pick, my number 5. I really loved Until Dawn this year, so
Hmm.
why not go with another Dawn? And I'm talking about Horizon
Ah.
Zero Dawn, the new open world RPG from Guerrilla Games. It's finally time to see what they can do beyond Killzone, and what little we've seen of the game so far looks incredible.
Hmm.
It
Yeah, it
looks
does.
fantastic. The, like fighting that giant, might as well call it a boss, I guess, robot
Yeah.
dinosaur thingamabob. And just like the two different ways they took it down each time, like, oh, it's mind-blowing. So yeah, Horizon, definitely excited for it. Hopefully it comes out this year. It's said to come out this year, but we don't know yet.
So yeah, that game is looking really good. It was on my list too, but you got it on your list, so.
Stole another one.
Hmm.
So far, I've got 3 PlayStation 4 exclusives.
Fanboy. Yeah, let me take a risk. You took a risk on
Oh,
Star Fox.
oh, what's
Let,
coming?
we'll take a risk. We don't even know if this game's gonna hit this year. It's been a long time coming.
Oh no.
Always asking. No, no, I'm not taking that one. I know that one's for you. I know what you're talking about. We're not taking that one. I'm gonna be that bad. It's another game that I'm always asking where the hell it is. That
Oh
is
no.
Rhyme from Tequila Works, which has been in development for years now. We haven't seen anything new, any updates on it. I know I think somebody asked Shuhei or someone over at PlayStation about it, and they said, yeah, they're still working on the game. But the reason I'm picking this one is because it reminds me of the first time I saw Journey very, very early on from some trailer. I don't remember if it was at E3, Gamescom, or wherever it was, and I identified the game. I'm like, that looks interesting. There's something special about that. And then fast forward to when that came out, and then that just blew up. Like it was, super super impressive in terms of its design. I could go on all day about Journey, why it's so fantastic. So I'm gonna do the same with Rhyme. It's a chance because putting it up against something like Journey, that is one of the greatest games of all time, especially one of my favorite games. It's a risk. This game could come out and be a 7 and just be, an average run-of-the-mill game. I'm hoping it's something special. So you took a risk on Star Fox. I was like, what the hell? It wasn't technically within my top 10. It was in one of my slots for alternates. But I'll go with Rhyme as my number 6 game.
Very good choice. Yeah, I had it in my alternates as well, actually, because I thought I would make fun of you. But, okay, yeah, going back to me, my number 6 pick. I'm going to go with a PC exclusive.
Huh.
And PC exclusive as of right now. The first one came to consoles late last year, and that is Divinity Original Sin 2.
Good choice. Good choice.
First one highly regarded. I know a lot of people are excited for the second one. I am as well if it does come to consoles, where that'll probably be the only place I play it. But yeah, I'm excited for Divinity Original Sin 2. I think it's going to be, if it's as good as the first one, and those devs are putting as much work into this as they did in the first, I think it's going to be fantastic, and I believe that it's going to be up there as one of the highest rated games of the year. So yeah,
Okay.
Divinity Original Sin 2.
All right. That was your number 6. So my number 7, which is a PlayStation console exclusive, and it's coming out very soon next month. That is Street Fighter 5.
Oh, I never even thought about that one.
Yeah, typically the Street Fighter series has been very highly regarded. I think this one's going to be even more highly regarded with the systems that they've put in. Of course, they got microtransactions, but you don't have to actually pay for them. You could get I don't know if it's the fight points or fight coins, whatever they're calling it, for you to unlock all the future characters. So Street Fighter 5 is going to be more of a platform. I think it's going to really help it this time around because Street Fighter 4, we had Arcade, we had Ultra, we had Super, whatever the hell. It had so many versions of that game. But Street Fighter 5 is just going to be one platform, whether you buy the disc or the download, just buy that. Moving forward, they're going to keep releasing characters you can unlock by playing the game, which is cool. It's a great incentive to keep you engaged. they're really pushing this game as a big like esports game, so I'm sure it's going to have a lot of different functions in terms of the online, like Mortal Kombat did last year, which it was very well done in that respect. Street Fighter 5. To be honest, I've played it and I'm not really that excited for it, but it's a big pillar for the fighting game community. It's going to be a big deal at this year's Evo, now that everybody's going to have their hands on it. So yeah, that's my number 7 pick. I think it's going to deliver a lot better than 4. 4 was the reboot that we were waiting for years. 5 is more the evolution and refinement of 4. So I think it'll do well, especially how they're handling the messaging this time around. No BS on the disc DLC and all that stuff, which we don't know for for sure yet, to be honest.
Yeah.
But at least it looks like they're moving in the right direction with that one.
Hmm. Cool. Cool. Okay. Well, let's just get my number 7 out of the way. It's a
Yep.
fucking obvious one. It's another PlayStation 4 exclusive. It's been something I've been waiting 10 fucking years for, and that's The
Yeah.
Last Guardian.
I left that one for you. I wasn't going to steal that.
Oh, it's a risk for sure. Like, that game could
It
end up
is.
getting anywhere from a 6 to a 9, anywhere in between, with people criticizing it up the
That-
yin yang for taking so long.
Yeah,
so.
that's why I didn't pick it, because it's a Duke Nukem situation.
Oh, is it ever?
It's although I like Duke Nukem, I'm not gonna lie. The game was crap, but it was fun crap.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It was a great $10.
Exactly. That's actually what I paid for it. So perfect.
Yep.
So yeah, let's see what else I have here in my alternates. I kind of want to take a risk too, but I'm not sure. I think you took that one, did you? All right, let me write your name down next to The Last Guardian or the X. This one I'm not sure, but I'm personally very excited for it. It's coming to Xbox One. It's coming to PC. It has like one of the best art styles I've seen in a game in like the last 5 years. Oh, well, that's kind of too ambitious because Journey looked fantastic. There's a lot of great looking games.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll dial that back a little. The best art style that I've seen has been refreshing as of the last year or two. I'll give it that. And that is Cuphead.
Oh, cool.
We don't know when the hell that's coming out. It's been, they announced it last year's E3. Ever since I saw it, I was like, wow, this is fantastic. It looks like a 1930s cartoon. The only issues that I might have with it is that it's basically boss battles. It's a run and gun shooting platformer, so it's not only platforming. It's you're shooting a lot in the game. But I actually just picked up some of the shirts for the game from the Yeti. They had like this bundle that had the 2 characters, 1 shirt for each character, and then some stickers. So I was like, what the hell? I want to buy the shirts anyway. So very excited for this one. We still have no indication of any release date. I don't know if they're going to push this back to the end of the year or drop it sometime in summer when there's not too much out. I'm excited for this one. And you never know with these indie games. They could be, they could be, or they could be a critical darling like Bastion or Braid or Journey. Like, you never know. So it's a little bit of a risk.
A little bit, yeah. I think it's a good choice, though. All right. Well, for my number 8, I'll go indie as well for mine. And dear Lord, it's another PlayStation exclusive, actually. How do I keep doing this? And that is What Remains of Edith Finch from the guys who did the Unfinished Swan, and there was one other game they did as well in their set, but I can't remember now. Yeah, this game's been a long ways off. We've heard about it, I think, 2 years ago when it was first announced.
Yep.
Something like that. But yeah, it's finally coming out this year. It has a release date, I think, relatively soon. I did have it earlier when I was looking up the games of this year. I think it's February. I
Okay.
could be wrong, but...
Is this one the one that sort of looks like Everybody's Gone with the Rapture? Or Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, I should say. Like, it's sort of that type of style of game of walking simulator, if you would call it. Because I really haven't seen much of it.
Yeah, I haven't either, but fuck. I know like you're going through this family's history and you're trying to like I think solve the murder or why they're like dying or they're cursed. Stuff like that, which I think the story in that game is going to be like so good, so like engrossing, and if it's like their game, The Unfinished Swan, that was such a beautiful
I
game.
still haven't played it. I need to play that. That's like one of those games that I'm kind of ashamed as like a PlayStation fan that I haven't played.
So yeah, I honestly have really high hopes for this game. I hope it does turn out to be really good. Yeah, it's maybe a risk, but it's one I think I'm willing to take on this game. Yeah.
That works. Uh, yeah, my number nine is going to be another smaller game, one that I fell in love with since I saw it for the first time at
Okay.
last year's E3. It's coming out rather soon, and that is Unravel.
Oh.
Um, yeah,
Everybody's gonna cry at the end of that game.
they're
You
gonna
know it's
they're gonna
coming.
kill Yarny. They're gonna kill Yarny at the end, and that's gonna give it a 9.5 immediately. But yeah, it looks like a quality game. It's what's is it? It's Ubisoft behind it or EA? I can't remember.
Ubisoft. It's you. No, EA. It's actually EA because
Okay, it
I
is
remember at
EA.
the press conference people were like, "Oh, EA can do indie games too."
So yeah, I think because of that, because of like it kind of reminds me of when EA did Dead Space and Mirror's Edge that year, and everybody was like, "Oh, they could do new IP, they could do fresh new franchises." This is kind of their take on a more smaller budget game, so I think that's going to help it. I'm hoping it delivers. I'm definitely going to try it out. I believe it comes out early February. There isn't much that month for me personally. There's this and Street Fighter. So yeah, I think it's gonna review well. I hope it does.
Yeah.
I really like that guy too, like the director of the game. Like he looked like a very like humble, down to earth guy. So just to support him and it's cool. It looks very unique.
Hmm, totally agree with you. Yeah. Good pick. Good pick. All right, my number nine. I'll go indie as well. Smaller title, not much hype behind it. Nobody really looking forward to it, I'm sure. Uh, cutesy, very colorful, lots of cute little critters. I'm talking about Doom, the return
Oh,
of the franchise. The franchise that made first-person shooters.
yeah.
Um, we saw a little bit of this from Bethesda's E3 press conference last year. Looks really good. It looks solid. It looks great over, just like violently brutal. The customization tools that they're having for multiplayer is insane. The way you can design your own maps and whatnot. I think that's going to be incredible.
hmm
But the core single-player gameplay, I think, is going to be awesome. I mean, they did such a great job bringing back Wolfenstein there
Yeah.
last year, or not last year, but year
Wow.
before, and the DLC, which is apparently good, which I'll finally get around to playing soon. So yeah, I think Doom is going to be back in a big way. Bethesda is going to make sure that that franchise is, back on top again. It's going to be like, yeah, this is what first-person shooters used to be, and they can be back again. So yeah, Doom is my number 9 pick.
That's a good one. I wasn't sure if I was gonna put that. Like I saw that it was coming out next year, and I'm like, I don't know. It could be hit or miss. It could
It,
be
it
like
could be.
that
It
looks like
could
one of those
be.
games that's gonna be conflicted. Like people on one end are gonna be like, oh, it's Doom and it's stupid, and then on the other end they'll be like, yeah, it's Doom and it is stupid and it's awesome. So it's like for the same reasons they just have differing, scores and opinions. But yeah, I'm conflicted right now for my number 10. I don't know. There's two Xbox One exclusives
Hmm.
um, that I could pick from. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with like the safer choice, and that
Okay.
is Gears of War 4. Uh,
Oh.
it's been a while since we've seen a Gears of War game. The last one was Judgment, which was 2012, 2013. It's been several years, and it's no longer the guys from Epic Games behind the series. They built a new studio to handle Gears of War Coalition, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they're called. They were Black Tusk at one point, I think, over at Microsoft.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Gears of War games have always reviewed very well, except for maybe Judgment, but they've always been very highly regarded and something that I know a lot of people enjoy. So that's why I picked it. The other one that I wasn't sure was Quantum Break, which I'm super excited for, but there's too many variables in that one. There's the game, there's a whole live action aspect of it, and the mini series that they're doing. So there's too many variables for that one, so I didn't want to take a risk with that one. But Gears is kind of a lock because it has great gameplay. The story's whatever. It's not really for me, but it's fun, and it's a very good co-op game. So that's my number 10.
Very, very good choice to end things off. Yeah. Ah, fuck. Number 10 is hard. Very hard. There's a few here I was looking at. I mean, I could have went with No Man's Sky. I mean, like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be good anyway. I was thinking about Ukulele, perhaps.
Oh man, that didn't even cross my mind.
I thought about it, but like, no, I'm not going to go with that one. I do have my pick. I'm just listing off some other considerations, by the way.
Taco Master.
Taco Master 2. I thought about Mafia 3. There's a
I
possibility
completely
of
forgot about
sure.
that one.
World of Final Fantasy would have been an amusing choice, I think.
Red Dead Redemption.
You mentioned Xbox exclusives. I had Sea of Thieves on my list of possible
Oh,
considerations.
that's a big risk.
That's a massive risk.
To be honest, I'm getting excited for that game. To be honest, like it's starting to turn me around. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh, this is just pirates, and now I'm like, oh, it's pirates. Like, what the hell? Like, it looks charming.
Yeah. And my other consideration among many, but at the top of my list, was probably Overwatch. But
Oh,
like, it's a Blizzard game. It's probably going to be fantastic. But the game I'm going to settle on, and it's probably taking another risk for me. It is a 3DS exclusive. It is one of the games that I'm probably
great.
going to be buying a new 3DS for, because that's
Oh,
probably a new thing I'm going to be saving up for. It's not a new 3DS exclusive, by the way.
okay.
And that is from Square Enix, Bravely, oh my god, I can't talk. Bravely Second, End Layer, the sequel to Bravely
Default.
Default. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. The game that, brought back turn-based Final Fantasy, showing, hey, Square, we like this shit. We bought it. And, like, Square was like, holy shit, they actually bought this thing. So, yeah, I'm really excited for this game. The art style looks amazingly beautiful. And, yeah, it's going to be one of the few games that gets me back into playing my 3DS again, I think, this year. So, well, one of the newer games coming out for the
Yeah,
3DS that gets me back into it. So
that's true. I have not touched my 3DS this year. Like I got rid of it, so that's how much I didn't use it.
mine has been sitting in the charger for the past year, I think.
Yeah.
Poor thing. But yeah, I think this game is going to be good. I think it's going to review well. The first one did amazingly well in reviews. It is a big risk, I think, as well. So yeah, End Layer, that is my final choice. So there you go. Our picks are now decided. So let's do a quick little rundown here. Izzy's
Okay.
picks are XCOM 2, Super Mario for the NX, Zelda Wii U /NX, Mass Effect Andromeda, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Rhyme, without reason, Street Fighter 5, Cuphead, Unravel, and Gears of War 4. And my picks are Uncharted 4, Persona 5, Dark Souls 3, Star Fox Zero Anticipation, Horizon Zero Dawn, Divinity Original Sin 2, The Last Guardian, What Remains of Edith Finch, Doom, and Bravely Second, End Layer. So, a mix,
Wait,
I think.
that's the name of it? Bravely Second Layer?
End Layer.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Layer, the whole PS3 game.
No.
I'm like, no. No way.
Yeah, no, they're not crossing those franchise over. So yeah, I think it's a good selection from both of us of
Yeah.
guaranteed games and maybes and high games and indie games. I mean, you've got Cuphead, Unravel, Rhyme. I've got Edith Finch and Doom. So yeah, I think this is going to be fun throughout the year, and seeing which games will actually rate high, and the first one will actually be XCOM 2. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that and Street Fighter and Unravel will be the first ones for next month. So.
Nobody chose Firewatch. I forgot all day that one.
I gotta be honest, I completely forgot about that too. Completely passed my mind.
All right, so there you go, folks. That is our fantasy draft picks. Let us know down in the comments below if you think we done fucked up or if we got some good picks on our hands here. And we'll keep you updated on the list as the year goes through. Hopefully these things come out this year and don't get delayed.
I'm interested about my Mario prediction to see if that even hits.
That's going to be the interesting one.
Because if it doesn't hit, then that just drops me because that's going to be a 0 my overall score. So.
Yeah, but well, I got Star Fox there. That's probably going to be a 2. Let's be honest.
Oh man, poor Star Fox.
Live Extreme 3. You can pre-order now on Play Asia.
Cheap plug. You gotta get those Play Asia banners on the video.
Us, please.
Do it. Sponsor us.
All right, so that's gonna do it. We have no questions and comments this week, but I do thank the 13 views we got on the last episode, which was a really fun episode to record. So check out our Glitchy Awards, folks, if you have not yet, or check out the 2015 year in review that me and James did on static screen, which was like 3 hours long.
I listened to about half of it. I have it on my watch later. It was pretty long.
Oh God, it was a long one. It was fun 3 hours, but it was a long one, yeah. So yeah, we have no questions and comments, so that's done for this week. So yeah, Izzy, time to lead us away.
So thanks everybody for sticking with us, checking out the show. Happy New Year to everybody. Let us know in the comment section down below if you think we're right, if you think we're wrong, maybe some of your picks for the highest review games of 2016. For Lord X, I'm Izzy, aka Israel Pacheco 89, and we are glitching out.
Hashtag fuck Konami.
I was about to say hit the lever.